Hi, good morning, everyone. How many of us have been told that we're not good enough or that we can't do something? How many of us believe those poisonous words and make them our own mantra many, many times? Wendy was given that verbal kiss of aspirational death. Over time, she recognized it as fallacy and completely rejected the narrative as she developed and manifested the courage to fly. I suppose that should work as a signal to us all to remember to put our phones on silent. Some years ago, actually a couple of decades ago, I worked at BWIA as an aviation instructor in the technical training department. I was responsible for providing training on the DC-9 and MD-80 aircraft, and among my duties was teaching pilots how these particular aircraft worked, how the systems worked and how they operated them. Now, the pilots could already fly, and they had already been taught the basics of operation of aircraft, but they had to complete this ground school on the particular aircraft as the first step of being licensed to fly that commercial airliner. Now, as with any group of learners, the pilots were a mixed bunch. There were some who were going to be flying this type of aircraft for the first time. There were others who were quite experienced and were possibly going to upgrade to the captain's seat. There were some who had learned and paid attention and worked hard when they were doing their initial training. There were some who didn't have a clue about how anything worked on an airplane. There were some who wanted to learn and were willing to do that work. Others came just to get a certificate, and if they could get it for free, they'd take it and leave and not bother to attend classes. There were some who had more attitude and arrogance than common sense and knowledge. And then on one fine day, among the members of a new cohort of students, there was a female. My instant reaction was, dear God, please let her have some sense. You see, I knew what the stakes were. I had been threatened, not threatened. I had been encouraged as I was the first licensed female engineer. If you can't do this job, we'll never hire another mechanic or engineer. We're already stuck with those female aircraft cleaners. They want the same pay, but they're saying, this work too hard and they can't do this and they can't do that. We will never have another one, so you better be good. That's what Wendy had stepped into. And so, I had this Wendy person in my class. She was knowledgeable. She was sharp, she was keen, she was interested, she was willing to do the work. She trounced the guys in some areas. She held her own across the board. I was elated, not just relieved. We became fast friends. Over the years, Wendy worked, excelled, and progressed through the ranks to become the first female captain at BWIA. And here she is today, known to some as Skip or Cap or Captain Wendy. Wendy to some, Wens to others. I give you our Wendy. Ladies and gentlemen, Wendy Yawching.